Hey everyone, as I've been mentioning all over my social media and everywhere recently, I'm going to be putting a lot more content up on YouTube and all my channels. Today is a log training session day, a pressing day. We're going to do some log, do some close grip, and then we'll do some assistant stuff. It's rep week this week. This is all a build up to Europe's Strongest Man official Strongman Games in Rotherham, August the 4th, and then looking at getting to the Worlds in Florida. So this is part of the build up. I'm going to be doing other videos documenting that road to the Worlds, the Purple Road. Thanks to my sponsors, Pivex, for helping with all of this, the funding for the filming, for supplements, for food, for pretty much everything, and then also being able to train and being sponsored by the Amazing Strength Asylum as well, which is where we're filming today, and using their equipment. So yeah, that's pretty much what today is going to be. It's not too heavy today. I'm just going to build up to 130, which is comp weight, and I'll do 4 sets of 4 on that. Carrying a little bit of a hamstring niggle, which is making my back a bit tight. So not sure whether I'll wear a belt or stuff today. I wouldn't normally, but we'll just see how things are feeling. I'm about 3 weeks out now. Yeah, 3 weeks out. So I don't want to risk anything silly this close. So yeah, we'll just go along and do what we do and see what happens. I hope you enjoy watching it, and thank you for watching. So training consists of 4 days a week. Monday will be deadlift day, and then assistance work. Tuesday will be push press and strict press, so overhead. Thursday will be squats and assistance, and then Friday will be log and some close grips and tricep work. And in there, depending on what competitions I've got coming up, I'll also put in some events work. So because I've got a bit of a hamstring niggle at the minute, tomorrow I'll just do some light sacks and light yoke and just get running up and down and just get my hamstring a bit of blood flowing through it. And in between, and on those different days, I try and put in 3 conditioning sessions each week as well. They're a little bit crossfitty, but they're working. My fitness levels are up. I did a session the other day. I'm 40, so max heart rate estimated at about 180, and I was consistently getting my heart rate up to 163, 164, so that's about 90%, which is good for an old fart, really. So yeah, so I'll throw those in too, because the masters that I'm in now, I know I don't look old enough to be a master, but the masters that I'm in now, I'm not going to be insulting and say the weights are light, because they're not light, but they're not my maxes. They're nowhere near my maxes, but it is a lot more endurance and fitness. So I'm putting that into my training a little bit more to focus on that. Next season, I may go back into the opens, and you know, I'll still focus on fitness, but it won't be so fitness driven. Whereas this season really has been and is about me getting back into it after a breakdown. After not competing for a while, I did London's. I fell in love with competing again and back in love with strongman. So I decided to do this season in the Masters, do the best I can, look at winning Europes, look at winning the Worlds, and then look next season, eyes on perhaps getting an invite to the Brits, and then from there showing my worth as an open at the Brits, and then hopefully achieving that life goal dream of getting to the World's Opens. No illusions of winning it, not in the slightest, but it'd just be nice to get there and, you know, say that I was one of the 30 strongest men on the planet. That'd be a nice feeling. So yeah, that's it really. 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I got to the Brits. I competed in the European log and deadlift challenge, and I came second. I came second place, and so I got an invite to the Brits. Training was going really, really well, like exceptionally well. I was training with Ed at the time. You know, I wasn't anywhere near Ed because Ed won it. Ed won it for 5 years straight, but I was very, very strong. And then about 5 weeks before, I noticed that I was getting a really bad back pump, and I just thought it was down to the extra weight I put on. But it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse, until the point where I'd take 3 steps and my back would pump that much that I had to lie on the floor, regardless of whether I was uptown or in the gym or with a client or whatever. It was unbearable. So I just thought it'd go and it'd pass. Got to the Brits and I was going to pull out, but Ed told me not to. He said, look, you've come here, you've got to compete, you've got to perform. And then, so I didn't do particularly well. I was very disappointed with the day and disappointed with my performance. I went and had an MRI, and I'd torn a ligament in my lower lumbar, and that's what it was. So again, it was just been plagued with injuries. If it's not been biceps popping off, I've had both pop off, abductors pop off, numerous hamstring, quad tears. I mean, strongman's brutal, everybody knows, but if I didn't have bad luck, I'd have had no luck at all. But fortunately, touch wood, I met Chris, who you'll see in a bit. He's helped me with my prehab and rehab, and I'm not bulletproof, but I'm certainly not getting tears and detachments. I'm getting little niggles now, which is still brilliant. So yeah, I've not reached my full potential and been able to show it competitively, but hopefully in the Masters I can, and then that'll give me that springboard then for the Opens next year. So if you're watching Darren and Colin, I'm going to do really well and you're going to give me an invite, that'll be good. Day's food normally consists of, so for breakfast I'll have a really large bowl of Rice Krispies with rice milk, 8 scrambled eggs and a couple of tablespoons of peanut butter. Then I'd normally train in the morning, so pre-workout will be a couple of granola bars. So that was log. Again, you've caught me on a rep week this week, so it wasn't heavy, but that's comp weight. 4 sets of 4. I think I did it in about 20-25 minutes. So that's comp weight, no assistance. I just had a little neoprene belt on to stop my top from sliding. So on the day I'll have belt, elbow sleeves, wrist straps, full suit of armour. So I'll be good to go. I think 60 seconds, probably looking at 8 reps. If I'm super fit on the day, maybe squeeze out 10, one every 6 seconds. Yeah, that makes 10, doesn't it? Yeah. So now it's rep week again. Just going to do a percentage of what I did last week. 85%. 4 sets of 4 again. Close grip to work the triceps, and then it will be onto some assistance work. So yeah, that's it. It's people like Chris and Ed and Andy and a couple of other good friends who literally kept me alive. And if it hadn't been for Chris, I wouldn't be doing it anymore. But Chris literally takes time out of his day. He comes and helps me. He motivates me. He doesn't let me slack off when my head wobbles. He rationalises, which is a tough job with me, a really tough job. And so yeah. So yeah, it's not, strongman might be a solo sport on the day, but behind the scenes, it's definitely a team effort, without a shadow of a doubt. And I'd just like to thank, like I say, my sponsors, Pivex, Strength Asylum, Andy, Chris, Ed, Pat, and all my other close friends for really helping me through, and also my girlfriend Natalie. She's been a massive help through all of this as well. So yeah, it's good to have good people around. And like I say, bodybuilding, it's the same with bodybuilding and powerlifting. On the day, it's a solo effort, but behind the scenes, there's a big team of people. So just a shout out to everybody who helps somebody achieve their goals and their dreams. You're doing a fantastic job. So yeah, cool. So assistant stuff left out: lat pull downs, tricep push downs, reverse flies, some bicep curls. So now just bodybuilding stuff really, assistance wise. Yeah, that's it. Today's food normally consists of, so for breakfast I'll have a really large bowl of Rice Krispies with rice milk, 8 scrambled eggs, and a couple of tablespoons of peanut butter. Then I normally train in the morning, so pre-workout will be a couple of granola bars, large chocolate bar, protein shake, and then some more peanut butter. The idea behind it is easily digestible, help with serotonin, boost the serotonin levels, help aid sleep, all of those things, but it's mainly focused on easily digestible foods, because you aren't necessarily what you eat, you're what you absorb. So you can eat fucking, I've seen some people say they eat 25,000 calories a day. I can guarantee you they're not absorbing all of that. No way. So I'm fairly confident that everything I eat, I'm absorbing and using, and everything serves a purpose as well. It's not just food for the sake of food. Woo! The amount of pulleys, the lightest stack, and I'm going to use the easiest attachment just to make myself look fucking massive and strong. That's what I'm going to do right now. Yeah.
So you'll have noticed that the only visible muscle group Luke has is traps, which is like a double-edged sword. Because his limbs are so short, what he's doing now is he's doing back shrugs. And then he does some front shrugs, and then he does up and down shrugs. And basically all of his upper movements are some form of shrug, hence his traps. Go on, do some back shrugs.
They asked me in the prison how you make big traps, and I was like, I don't know.
Just make everything a shrug.
Yeah, just shrug everything, deadlift and shrug.
We call this trap dominance.
That was brilliant. Okay, so that's the session done. Like I say, this week was a rep week. It wasn't anything crazy. There'll be plenty more content. Building up a road to Europe's. Then when I win Europe's, a road from Europe's to the Worlds. So there'll be plenty more. If you've got any questions, any comments, anything you'd like to know, any suggestions for content, just let me know. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch, taking the time to listen, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, subscribe and like. Cheers, thank you.